That is us, Yonge and Dundas Square, downtown Toronto. This is Breakfast Television. My name is Sid Cixero. The NHL hockey season is officially in full swing. Night one in North America was last night. Our Canadian teams play their first games today, for the most part. Ahead of puck drop tonight, we're joined by Jeff Marek, host of the Jeff Marek Show on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, co-host of one of the most listened to podcasts in the country, 32 Thoughts, and just overall hockey savant. Appreciate you, Jeff. Good to see you, brother.
You read that just like I wrote it. Thanks, Sid.
That's I do my job here, Jeffrey. I take orders. I want to get to the Leafs. I want to get to the Sens. I want to do a little Habs if we have time. Hockey Canada, though.
Yes.
Massive resignations yesterday. Finally, it happened. After their inability to handle numerous accusations of sexual assault and their inability to, quite frankly, know when their goose is cooked and know when to step down. The pressure was immense. We're here now. What are your general thoughts of where we're at?
Well, I think this is only, one shoe in a collection of shoes that are about to fall. Like, we're not at the finish line in all of this. I know Scott Smith has resigned as the CEO. There will be a new board. Like, Sid, I don't think that any of the current board members, and now we're only down to 7 after, Brenda Moore and the most recent interim chair, Andrea Skinner, stepped down. So we're only down to 7. I don't think that anyone from the board was going to reapply anyway. And the 13 members are going to have to install a new board in December anyhow. But nonetheless, here we are. This is only the beginning. Right now, there's a management committee that's going to take over Scott Smith's work until a new CEO can be named. I think there will probably be more either resignations or maybe even firings. Certainly there'll be a new board. But I think that, and again, I know it's tough to ask people for patience in this story, but I think what's going to happen next, Sid, is you're going to wait, or we'll all have to wait to see what the recommendations are coming off the Cromwell report. And that's, former Chief Justice Thomas Cromwell, who has a report, about Hockey Canada governance structures and systems and what that's going to recommend. And then it'll be up to the 13 members to implement all the recommendations from Cromwell. This doesn't take, just days. This is still a process that has to work itself through. So as much as we're, saying, yes, finally the right things are starting to happen with Hockey Canada, I think we're still a far way away. And listen, this is an organization that needs more than just a fresh coat of paint. This is one that needs a new direction. And I really hope, if I can editorialize for a second here, Sid, I really hope that this new version of Hockey Canada, whatever it emerges as, puts more of an accent on raising people as opposed to just players at the heart of all this. We're talking about horrible misconduct by players. I really hope that this next version of Hockey Canada puts more of an accent on raising good citizens and raising good people through the Hockey Canada system.
Yeah, I am really interested to see what that board looks like going forward. Yeah. I think listen, I know Haley Wickenheiser has 30 jobs. I think she needs to be part of this. But, I mean, again, we'll see how it plays out.
No, you know what? Hang on. Can I pause on that? You're right. There does need to be a new front face to all of this. Like, I wonder about, Gina Kingsbury and Cassie Campbell-Pascal, and if Marie-Philippe Poulin wasn't going to go for another Olympic cycle and bring home gold for Canada again, would she be maybe the perfect person as someone front-facing for all of it? These are all excellent questions, Sid, and I think you're right on this. Like, we're all wondering, what's next in this entire process.
Jeff, appreciate that. The story is ongoing despite the major news yesterday. Let's get on the ice here. The Toronto Maple Leafs open up against the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Jeffy, this is the most important Leaf season since the last one.
It's not an 82-game season. It's 82 one-game seasons. Yes. That's what it feels like.
Everything matters all the time. The Samsonov start in Columbus in late November is crucial. What do you expect from the Leafs this year here, Jeff? What's going to happen?
Listen, this is an elite team. This is an elite regular season team. So I think if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, you're looking at your team and you should feel really good about it. Like, this is a team that could / probably should win the division. When you consider Tampa's taken a step back, and so have the Florida Panthers, and the Boston Bruins are starting their season with a lot of their key players injured. This is a division that is right there for the taking for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think all expectations are they're the top team in that division. But for Toronto, and this has been consistent, Sid, for the past few years, all the answers are in the playoffs. There are just some teams at the beginning of the season that just want to get through the 82 games because all the questions get answered in the playoffs. The regular season won't answer much. Like, sure, we're going to follow Austin Matthews. Can he get 60? Can he get 60? All of that. Like, we'll follow all those stories. How are the two new goaltenders working out? But really, from the Toronto Maple Leafs point of view, nothing really matters as much as what happens in the playoffs. We've been singing from that hymn book now for a number of seasons, I guess.
Yeah, and somehow the Blue Jays just became that team as well, incredibly.
Yep, I know, it's true.
So the schedule, look, for Canadian hockey fans, I know we've now technically had 3 opening nights, one in Europe, one in North America. For Canadian teams, it's tonight. I got a lot of beef with the European opening, Jeff. We don't have the time. We got to talk one day. Montreal Canadiens hosting the Leafs tonight. Check it out on Sportsnet, 7 o'clock. That'll be followed by a player with great potential, Connor McDavid. You may have heard of him, taking on the Canucks at 10 o'clock Eastern. We got 15 seconds. Jeff, anything else?
Yeah, one thing that I want to mention, and tonight should be a great Canadian doubleheader, but you know what? Full respect to Mel. Full respect to Mel for I love her. Like, I'm from this side of the screen. Like, I'm a fan, and I've watched her for the last 10, 15 years, and thorough professional, outstanding person, heart of gold. And we should all be respectful of people like her that have their priorities straight and their head on their shoulders and make tough decisions. When the conflict is your career and your child, it's really not a decision. You go for your family every time. Mel, if you're watching right now, full respect to you.
Jeff, I am watching. Thank you so much. And for our national viewers that are going, what? Because our local viewers, we filled them in on something, and I'll let you all know at 9:30. But Jeff, appreciate it. You are a consummate professional. You are amazing, and I respect you for all that you do. So your words mean so much to me. Thank you. Thank you.
You're the best. You're the best, Mel.
Yeah, Mel.
That's the hashtag. Mel's the best.
Mel, get that going. Hashtag Mel's the best across the Canada. That's your race thing.
Thank
Mel,
you.
again, we'll talk to you in a bit because you're covering some important stories today. Jeff Marek, love you, man. Again, one of the most listened to pods in the country. And Jeff Marek Show, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Enjoy the hockey tonight. Appreciate you. Good stuff.